New deadline for the release of FBI files after reports thousands more Epstein documents were discovered in New York. And sanctuary cities risk losing federal funds for not complying with executive orders to turn criminal aliens over to ICE. Joining us this morning to discuss is former FBI special agent and head of the Chicago Police Department, Jody Weis. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
First, Attorney General Pam Bondi said federal investigators in New York withheld thousands of pages of Epstein documents. Were you surprised by this? Why would an FBI field office be in possession of thousands of documents to an investigation and not have already released those to the DOJ after being ordered to do so?
You know, I wasn't surprised at the delay. What I was surprised at was how this kind of played out publicly. If you think about it, there are a couple legitimate reasons why this could have been delayed. Number one, logistical. In a case like this, Jan, there are literally hundreds of thousands of documents generated. Plus, there were 2 trials in this case. So you've got all these documents, and I highly doubt that there's going to be this one pristine document that has a list of everybody that's involved. So you've got all these documents that you have to go through. So it comes down to a classic example, know what you're asking for, because who's going to review 100,000 documents?
Right.
Number 2, sensitive information. This case involved a lot of underage victims, and you never know how some of this information was obtained. You always have to look at the sources and the methods. So those are 2 legitimate reasons. Then let's throw in the political and the bureaucratic resistance. If you remember, the Southern District of New York and the FBI office, they were upset that the DOJ wanted to drop that case against Mayor Adams. So you have all those factors playing in, but here's the takeaway from this. This should never have been played out publicly. There should have been discussions between the FBI and the Department of Justice, work out these concerns, and then figure out how you're going to handle it. Do not make these announcements of these documents are going to arrive on this date at this time. Messaging was not good.
You mentioned the third thing, but that's more of a political reason,
Yep.
which goes back to the point, politics involved per usual, right? Because as a result, we did see James Dennehy, assistant director in charge of the New York FBI field office, the largest field office, by the way, submit his retirement papers. I read he was a Marine. Clearly, he understands the chain of command. Why would he not comply with an order from the Attorney General?
Excellent question. It is a rare day when the assistant director in charge of the largest FBI field office is told, get out. I think this actually started a little bit ahead of time. If you recall, you know, agents were allegedly being targeted by the Department of Justice, and Jim said, dig in. Okay, well, that definitely got the Department of Justice attention. Then you have this incident where these documents are held back. So I'm guessing the AG thought, he's stonewalling me. That is not good. Now, Jim was a Marine, and for everything I've read about him, outstanding agent, great leader, but he clearly knows how the chain of command works, and he clearly knows what insubordination is. And for any head of an FBI field office to refuse to comply with a legal and constitutional order, that's insubordination, and you got to go.
Yeah.
You just have to go. How I would have handled this, I would have called the director, I would have called the Attorney General and said, listen, in good conscience, I can't comply with this. So you know what? I'm going to have to resign. But he marches out to a parade, kind of sensationalizing it, making it all about him. That's not good. Winston Churchill once said, the graveyard is full of indispensable men and women. So this wasn't a good thing to do. The Bureau's got to get back to work and earn the trust and confidence of the American people. No more of these theatrics.
All right. Former special agent of the FBI, Jody Weis, we appreciate you joining us this morning here on the National News Desk. Thank you.
Thanks, Jan. Have a great day.
You too.